Guys, hi, how are you? Today we decided to do a different setup, a different place. We're just right here next to Signature Mall along Mombasa Road, Rio Vista, yeah? So those who are around, you know how beautiful the place is. The colored, beautiful units. We are there, we're shooting there today, and karibu sana. Hey guys, we promised you to have this amazing lady, and she's here. Hi Binta.
Hi Faith, how are you?
I'm good. B or Binta, which one? You know she's very, very choosy. So
I'll be good with B. Just call me
B.
B. The Queen B, like the B, the new key. You guys call me new key. Just call me B.
At least you know some Swahili, right?
I do now. I do.
Okay.
Rolling with you, I will. You'll bully it into me. Okay.
Come on, I'm so happy to see you. Look lovely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. It's good to have me. It's good to have you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy. Thank you.
It's exciting. Guys, I'm laughing because I know where this is headed. She's crazy, but she's one of the best things
Do you know when you say people are crazy in Nigeria, it's actually an insult.
Ooh.
You're crazy, it's like you're gaga. But here, I guess you guys just see that. But she's crazy in a cool way. Well, if it's a cool way, I agree, because nobody in their right senses who's not crazy will agree to do this.
So babe, you know when I say crazy, you know.
I do know. I do know. I understand.
I'm tempted to say woman, you know the way. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So
woman is fine. I'll take it.
tell us something little about yourself, because today's topic is a bit shaky, and if you don't tell us a little background about yourself, chances are there's someone there who's already going to be like, what are these small girls telling us?
Okay, so the truth, my name is Binta Essesin. I am Nigerian, obviously. I am 28 years old. I studied animal nutrition at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. I've been a content writer for like 2 years. Before that, I've done a whole lot of jobs. I've worked catering, managing firms and stuff. I've done pretty much anything to survive. And when we were speaking about this and you told me you wanted to be real, you wanted somebody to talk about what people do not want to talk about, and you asked me if I could. I'm like, why not? If not, maybe somebody would not make the mistake that I made when I was younger. Maybe this would propel somebody who's going the wrong direction to come back. And maybe this will help that person in that situation make a decision to either move out or stick with it, whatever. But I just hope that at the end of the day, your viewers, your subscribers can learn. And before we go forward, please like and subscribe. This girl is loaded. She's loaded with content. Please subscribe so you can know when a new video is coming up.
You're always telling me to go for it, but before we talk about that angle of it, there's a little part of you that I really want you to introduce. Marriage.
Okay, so I was married once. I got married in 2015, December 17, 2015. So it's supposed to be my 50th anniversary now, but it's not. But anyways, the thing that happened was I dated this guy from when I was 18 till 23, and we decided to get married. And then a year after marriage, we had a kid. But something I refused to tell my family was that even when we were dating, he used to beat the hell out of me. Like, really hit me, bang my head against the wall.
That was before
marriage, and I knew, but I thought it was because he loved me and I was stubborn and he wanted to keep me and he wanted to have me forever. I had these stupid things in my head that he loved me. But then when it got to the point where I think you should ask me that question. Everything you said in your introductory video, I did. The love triangle thing, the alcohol. It just didn't get so deep into drugs. But I could finish a bottle of vodka in a day.
Just trying to get over
Just trying to get over whatever it is, because I was stuck. And my adopted mom used to tell me, unfortunately for you, you're a Christian. You cannot divorce. I'm like, really? Am I supposed to die like this? But she always told me, you can't. The Bible does not. God does not like divorce. But then it got to the point where I knew I had to run away. Because my dreams, I stopped dreaming.
Because he makes you feel, okay, it's a situation where you get to feel you're inferior and you can't make any decision on your own. And the worst part of it we were discussing earlier is that feeling of who else is going to love me like this? Like he's your world, he's everything.
I think I got married to him because I felt like he understood me, he loved me. Nobody else was going to love me the way he did. But he, instead of raising me up, instead of helping me achieve my dreams, he beat my self-esteem out of me. The last straw was when he beat me in front of my mom. No, that was the second to the last straw. Beating me in front of my mom was perfect. It was just okay. And I forgave.
And you find its reasons that they don't even make sense, you know?
I always felt, okay, maybe I was too stubborn, maybe I was too flashy, maybe my skin was too flashy, maybe it was insecure. It's not my fault it's insecure. It's not my fault.
I feel like we're going too fast, but before we get deeper, I want to just, you watched the other video, episode last week.
I did.
And it starts with a lady saying, I'm here because of the kids. If not, I'll not be married. And the other angle. Guys, if you didn't watch, please, I'll share the link on description for this video. So you can click and watch the other episode. But what's your take on this? Because I'd really want to know, because I remember you called me. The moment you watched, you were like, chick.
I have to be on that. I have to jump on that. I told you I have to jump on that.
Yeah.
Well, when I had my son, it was that same thing. The beating continued.
Yeah.
But somewhere inside of me, the birth of my son changed me. It made me scared. Because it was like a generational thing. His dad used to beat his mom. And I knew that if my son grew up to see this, he'll beat whoever it is. And I'm that kind of selfless person. I did not want any other girl going through what I was going through.
Yeah.
So I did it for my son. Believe it or not, walking away was for my son. Because initially, I came up with something. I took my son to my mom to live with my mom instead of living with us, and we're just living. I felt maybe my son brought some kind of, he didn't want to share my attention with my son, so maybe imagine how stupid what I'm saying is. Thinking about it, I'm like, maybe my son was sharing my husband's attention. So I took my son to live with
Actually, married men always complain. When a baby comes in picture, they always complain because they're like, your attention has gone there, but instead of helping, a woman balanced that. So for you took your kid to
I took my kid to my mom, and then after he was with my mom, it continued. Nothing was going to change it. Any guy that beats you once is going to beat you over and over.
Is there a part of you that before marriage felt like if you're married, he'll stop beating me, he'll change, is there a part of you that felt like
you know what I always thought he only beats me when we start going broke. Like, he only hits me when we start going broke. Like, maybe he's about $1 million in his account, he hits me. But that was just a stupid excuse. So I did everything I could to make sure we had money. Because I felt he gets depressed and he hits me. That wasn't it. He gave me everything. He gave me cars, he gave me clothes, he gave me gold, he was young. We were about the same age.
You know, there's something you've said that I feel like has really struck me, and to do with money. I've noticed a few of my friends, and even on, wow, we're ready to do this. Anyway, but I've noticed there's a lot of friends I know that every time a man goes a bit broke, there's an issue. And most of the time when a man is violent, you follow up, you'll realize there's finance issues. Is it more psychological?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Let me tell you, if your parents trained you somehow, in some way, maybe, the same applies to a chick whose mother was flirty or whose mother was slutty. The chick might turn out to be flirty. A guy, okay, like they say, ladies look up to their mothers and sons look up to their fathers. So it's just a thing. If your dad hits your mom, your brothers, there's a likelihood they will hit you or they will hit their wives. But if your mom as a woman is that one that sleeps around, there's a possibility that the daughter will. Because we look up to our parents. They're like our second God. And they say to kids, do Kids do as you do. They don't do as you say. You tell them don't do this, they won't listen. They'll do whatever you're doing. So it has nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with finances. To an extent, we were okay. But then it just was not enough. Nothing was enough.
You stayed in marriage, and at some point you flew because of the kid. But people are staying in marriage because of the kids.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just want. They don't want to live with the scar or the societal view of kids raised in a broken home or whatever. But they forget that the damage, the bigger damage is done inside of the marriage, not outside. Because if you let the kid understand, your father is a good person, but he just was not for me. I do not hate my baby's daddy. I do not hate him, but he's a good guy. But I just cannot stand being beaten. Because I got beaten to the point where I had blood pouring out of my ears for a month. He hit me and the blood it just kept on. I had to put cotton wool every time I was going out. And it wasn't my fault. There was a time he beat me up and kicked me out of the house. And I had to go sleep on the streets for like 2 days. Because he said I was arguing with him. Over, I saw something on your phone, and this chick, why are you contacting her? And he hit me. And most of the time, I feel like it's not about if you want to stay for the baby, or you want to you want to raise the baby to have a father. Co-parenting is a good thing right now. You can have time with the kid. I can have time with the kid. You're good for the kid. I have a friend that says, this guy is a good father, but he's not a good husband or boyfriend. So he's a perfect father, but he's not just for me. And it's not a shame for me to tell you that I figured that out late in life. I figured out that he was not for me late in life.
Yeah.
I did not know. I had gotten into it, and it was for the stigma of I dated this guy for 5 years in university, and my friends already knew us. I didn't want them to know we broke up. So I had to enjoy it. Even when I went for the compulsory youth service, I met somebody else who I was deeply in love with. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. Because I didn't want my friends to call me and be like, hey, babe, so how's our boyfriend? And I'm like, no, we broke up. They'll be like, okay, I don't believe in this love thing anymore. You understand?
Oh, it's sad that, I like what you said, but it's sad because it means, which is a reality, most of the time, we are staying in relationships because of what people will say, what the society will say, what will my mother say, what will my brother, they look up to me, what will they say? But you forget, there is self-love, there is you before any other person. Wow.
You know something my mom always said? If something bad happens to my daughter, you'll get another wife. But I can never have another daughter. Yeah, so if you kill her and you maim her, or you break her head, or you break her leg, or something happens, I can't have another daughter. And she's precious. She's priceless. I had to, at the point when the beating got to some point, I did not know who I was anymore.
Did you experience cheating in relationships?
Well,
or did you at any point feel like, oh, because I can't get out of it? Because there is a point, it was not easy. As much as you managed to get out of it, it is not like it was A plus. You know, it took a lot of energy, a lot of planning, a lot of thinking. But in between, is there a point where you were like, okay, let me see another guy who likes me, and you go out once in a while? Has that ever gotten to that point? Because there's no comfort in the house, there's no peace, you have everything, but you don't have that one thing you need.
I had everything, but I was not happy. I remember on my 25th birthday, I went to my pastor. I told my pastor, sir, I have a car parked outside, a Toyota Corolla. I have money in my account, but I'm still not happy. My pastor says, let us pray. The Lord will direct you. You have to be happy. I'm like, pastor, many girls at 25 want to get married. They want to have kids. I'm married. I have a son. Okay, in Nigeria, sons are something. I have a son, but I'm still not happy. Yeah. So what do? He says, go and pray, go and do this, go and do that. And then the truth is, I met somebody. I did meet somebody. And he was everything. He was this guy that would have an argument. I am sorry to say that I did something that's stupid when I was still married, but I had to. I can't say this is what pushed me. I didn't intend for it to be like that, but he gave me this attention. We would have arguments and he'll tell me, okay, B, you are right, I'm wrong, let's let it go. And I'm like, Jesus, is this thing exist?
Too good to be right.
He was too good to be true. But then I started shuffling, hiding him from this one and this one and this one, and I ended up hurting both of them. And when the whole thing blew up, I had to run away from my country and be like, okay, let me travel. But I chased 2 birds and I lost both. And the truth was, my husband then knew. He suspected. He just knew it.
Wow.
He knew I was not happy with him. He knew I was probably in love with somebody else. He knew about it. He has, I think up till now, he still has messages. He has things of me, evidences that I was doing it.
What different thing would you have done if you had another opportunity, still in the abusive marriage, but you have a chance to just do something right? What
Okay, I think the first thing, still in the abusive marriage?
Yes.
Okay, before we get there, I think the first thing I would have done was listen to my mom when my mom told me no. My mom said no. My brother said no.
That's before you got married?
Before I got married.
Yeah.
But I
wasn't
gonna, it wasn't love. I had already gotten out of love with him. I had gone for compulsory youth service. I had fallen for somebody else. But I felt gratitude. I felt pity for him. I just wasn't going to leave him like that. I was indebted to him.
Wait a minute. So it was a situation where we've been in a relationship for 5 years, but I've met someone I genuinely love.
How do I
No, I can't. Ooh, okay.
So I lost that one. He went. And
so you had to get into this relationship.
I got married.
Out of the years, you don't want them to go. But at the same time, you knew your heart is not there.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't. And I couldn't tell my mom somebody was hitting me. I didn't want to tell her because I need to break her heart, coming from the fact that I'm my mother's only daughter. So telling her somebody's been hitting me, she'll be like, why? Yeah. But she saw it. And she was like, seriously, is this what you go through? In front of my son, my mom was carrying my son and he hit me in the house and we had family friends around and it was so messed up. My mom doesn't want to remember. She's like, how could he do this in front of, you know how friends talk, how family friends talk. They go and they're like, oh, look at this woman that says her daughter is happily married. She drives a car, but she's been better.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wear shades.
And the excuses of, oh, I've fallen down, oh.
No, I didn't have excuses of
I've
falling down. I didn't have excuses of her falling down.
So
I have a skin that just goes really inflamed and then comes down very fast. So you see a slap on my cheek in maybe 30 minutes, an hour, it's gone up and then it's come down and you're like, maybe she's just sunburned. You understand? And then you don't understand that I've been beaten black and blue. There was even the last show was the one where he said he was gonna set me on fire. Yeah, he said if I can't have you, nobody in this world will. I'm like, okay, now it's time to run.
Apart from the 5 years, why did you stick in that marriage?
For an extra 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, why? Why did you stick?
Because there was nowhere else to go yet. I couldn't go back home for the shame. I had a wedding ceremony and I couldn't come out to tell my family. My mom, after the beating in my mom's house, she knew already, but my mom actually didn't want to come out and say, come back home. She just said, oh, well, that's what women go through. I went to my neighbor was like, well, every woman goes through it. I'm like, are you guys telling me everybody's being beaten? She's like, no, not everybody's being beaten, but everybody has their own portion of troubles. I'm like, this is beyond what I can handle. I can handle this. But I stayed because the time was not right. I didn't know how to say it. But now that it's all blown out in the open, if I live my life and I tell people I've never been married, somebody who knows me, somebody who was at my wedding will go dig up pictures and bring it.
I saw you reading pictures and I was like, you remember my statement? I was like, wait a minute, where does the devil come in? Because
yeah, we looked so in love.
Yeah, you are. You didn't look, you are. And I think one of the things I'm learning, and I've learned over time, is though it's being preached currently very bad, that it makes marriages look like contracts. Like, oh, chick, he's hit you, get out. You know, and you don't know the root of their fight, you don't know the root of whatever mess they're in. But I think it's also not okay for people to hold on in things that are killing them. Yeah, because depression has been high, especially since Corona started. Because now people have to face real issues, you can't keep running away from it. Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad that people have to die, people have to collapse over issues no one knows about.
Okay, so what made me come out and decide to take a step of traveling and leaving the whole thing behind was when my kid brother called me someday and said, sis, it's no news that you have a failed marriage.
Who?
And it's like, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, from the look of things, your marriage is already failed. So stop trying to pick up pieces of something that is already gone. It's broken. Everything is gone. This is not a marriage. Because I think where it gets really bad, maybe your spouse or your husband or wife hits you or assaults you, but then going to badmouth you to your family, that's the height of it. I can't stand it.
Because that in its own is telling you, I'm not seeing you in my future. Like, just fuck off.
It's just a subtle way of telling your family, your daughter or your son is not well trained. You should be this person's cover, this person's protector, this person's best friend, this person's companion. You shouldn't go to the person's family and start telling the person's family, oh, she's this, he's that, she's this. You don't like the person. If you can't deal with my issues, then go away. Let me go. It might be painful. It might last for a month, 2 months. Okay, the lifespan of any heartbreak is 21 days. For your information, scientifically, no matter how bad the heartbreak is, 21 days and you're fine. 3 weeks max.
Really? But women, we take like years.
It's 3 weeks. You're deceiving yourself. Maybe you keep looking at pictures of the person, or you keep trying to keep in contact and hold on to the memories like a rain-beaten dog or something. But it's 3 weeks and you're good.
You should move on, right?
Move on. Get another person.
It's never that serious.
It's never that serious.
Because as long as it's not... okay, I wanted to use a very terrible example, but... Okay, I'll just use it anyway. You remember when we were talking, we were like, if you don't do 3 things for me, then just live your life. If you don't...
Yeah, you can say it. I've been real here, and baby's trying to be...
I'm
trying to be caught. Yeah.
Okay.
She's trying to
yeah, I saw a quote online and it was like, guy or whatever, if you don't provide 3 things, then please don't. I don't care. I don't give a hoot. And one of the things, if you don't feed me, then if you don't give me shelter, and if you don't make me
come. I just helped her say come. You're so religious. You can't even say come. No, seriously. Pretenders do the worst. Nigerians. Listen, this girl is pretending.
Okay.
It's come and it's come. If the person doesn't make you come, then the person can go away. Seriously, it's never that. Life is too short.
And I think you discover that over time. Because I used to see that statement, I think when I was in campus, and it never made sense. But you see, life, you come out here, life literally, you face it in black and white. And there are times there's no one who ever, I don't remember, I don't know about you, but someone has never called me and be like, yo, have you eaten? And if you say no, it's not like they're going to say, oh, this is an extra apple, so I was intending to carry it for lunch, but I'll bring for you to eat. No. Most people just ask for the sake of asking, not because they mean it. So most of the time, even when you're in trouble, like in 2017 and part of 2018, I didn't have a house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and 2017 is when I was really, really pregnant, but no one knew. Not even my family. Not because they couldn't help. Of course, they came through for me in a great and mighty way. I cannot even express it. But I had to beat around the bush to really say in black and white. And I couldn't, even the friends, you're like, are you good? That time it's raining, I'm outside at the balcony, very pregnant. I'm a few days to delivery. And you're wondering, do I tell the person I'm out? Then you ask yourself, will this person even help? No. So the best part is, then I came to realize those 3 facts are important. If you don't do any of the 3, then you can think whatever you want to think
About me.
about me. Yeah, I'll just live life. And I think the day I realized that is something that can really work, life is so peaceful. Yeah. If I have my own issues, I just handle with God,
Okay, so-
work it out, get solution, and just move on.
Sorry, let me cut you short.
Yeah.
Sometime this year, I joined a reunion group in school and my secondary school. And we were there and we were talking, and a friend of mine just came, a chick that had this thing for me since secondary school. She just came and she was like, oh, we hear somebody's been divorced. She's been my friend. And I told her in confidence, I've been divorced and I left and I'm this and I'm that. And she brought it up in the group. Oh my God. And I told her, yes.
Yeah, it's
And you know something that's funny?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get married again and again and again and
Until it
again
works.
because I know I deserve better. I'm a good person. So if you're gonna judge me based off, oh, she's been married before, I didn't kill somebody, I didn't steal your money. I only made a mistake. I chose something that wasn't for me, and now I know better. I can see the signs. Now I'm not stupid enough to just fall for somebody and commit myself to the person without the person committing himself to me first. I'll see everything, all the red flags. And the funny thing is, we always know. Our gut tells us. We know. But we still go with it because we are just like goats. We never stop until we see. We know. We know this thing is not going to work. We know this person is playing with us. We know this person doesn't love us. We know this person...
There is that part of you that can really see this is headed for hell.
I always tell people, if you're asking yourself, is there a reason to be worried? There is a reason to be worried. If you're, am I happy? You're not happy. That's the truth.
The fact that you're questioning.
The fact that you're asking yourself.
Yeah.
My pastor always says, if you ask yourself, if they say, are you born again? And you're asking yourself, am I born again? Just come out. You're not born again. Just come out. That's it. It's just when you start questioning, then that's really a problem.
Okay. Wow. I'm really, I don't know, can I say baffled by all these, but at the same time I've learned something out of all these, and I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait for the next episode, because you're going to even, if you want mind, I know we'll get to talk about more and get a bit personal with you,
Okay.
because it's one of the best things I feel everyone will have. There are people out here who are acting okay, but they're not okay. And we need to look beyond, beyond this look. Someone needs to get
Beyond
and
the smile.
realize, yeah, behind the smile is more to it.
And the statuses. I am boo, I am bae, and you're not happy. Stop it.
Thank you so much for everyone who's been commenting and saying, your mind. We really appreciate. And a few of you, I know you're still feeling ish about being open about this stuff. Yeah, keep sending me DM. It's okay. Yeah, we can always talk it out. Your words, your encouragement will really make sense. And do not shy. If you really want to encourage someone out there on such topics, such uncomfortable topics, because we're going to have more. Like one of them, I really don't want to say how, as a lot of women are sponsors.
Yeah, without knowing. We're
without
sugar
knowing.
mummies.
We're sugar mummies without knowing, but in marriage. Yeah. So thank you so much.